My coworker Sienna saw me pull up in a luxury car and asked, her voice laced with envy, "Roxanne, did you buy this car yourself?" Remembering my dad's advice to keep a low profile, I answered casually, "It is my husband's." 3 months later, she showed up with a group of people and sued me. I was completely bewildered, but she was crying like she was the most wronged person in the world. It was Roxanne's husband who assaulted me. I went to her house to drop off a file, but she wasn't home. Her husband saw me, got ideas, and forced himself on me. I am pregnant with this child. I demand they take responsibility. Otherwise, I am suing them both for marriage fraud. She demanded $4 million in compensation and half of my assets. A tidal wave of condemnation washed over me, but I remained calm, a smirk playing on my lips as I watched her performance. She had no idea that I'd been single for 5 years. I did have a husband once, but he died 5 years ago. You just said you were pregnant with my husband's child. Are you sure about that? In the courtroom, I looked calmly at Tiana, a woman I had worked with for 3 years. She had always been overly friendly, fawning over my clothes and accessories. She complimented a bracelet I was wearing, so I gave it to her. She was always trying to get me to buy her coffee, and I never made a big deal out of it, but I never could have imagined that she would show up 3 months pregnant. Her belly slightly rounded, and I accused her of huffing and assaulting her in front of a judge. Sienna lifted her chin, her voice firm. "Of course, I am sure. Roxanne, out of respect for our time as colleagues, I wanted to handle this privately, but you refused to admit it. I had no choice but to take legal action now. In front of the judge, you might as well tell the truth." Sienna's mother glared at me, her face contorted with rage. "You are Roxanne, right? Your monster of the husband committed this crime, but he doesn't even have the guts to show his face in court. If he hadn't defiled my daughter, she would still be an innocent young woman. How could she possibly be pregnant? If he just you bringing her right down, he doesn't know who to fight him. Let's go back at that, this was the death penalty. And Mother daughter drew a primarily dramatic performance." Their voices loud and accusatory. I could barely watch. I shook my head in exasperation. "I think you've got the wrong person. Instead of wasting your time with me, you should be out looking for the real perpetrator." I'll say it again. My husband would never do something like that. My words were like a lit match to gasoline. Sienna's mother exploded. "How can you be so sure he wouldn't? My daughter is young and beautiful. Men can't take their eyes off her. I bet your husband is no saint. If she hadn't gone to your house to deliver that file, she wouldn't have been subjected to such a brutal